Yo, what's up, YouTube, and welcome to my channel, The Chain Reaction. I'm your boy Sauce. This channel is all about diving deep into the rich, complex histories of Black and Indian communities, exploring topics like slavery, mental mind traps, and the powerful narratives found in music, film, and viral content. My goal is to shed light upon these important stories, connect the dots, and spark meaningful conversations. So if you're passionate about history, culture, and uncovering the truth behind what we're seeing here, you're in the right place. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and never miss a journey into these important stories. Let's get into these videos, man.
Bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food. Be living on Earth and under attack. Yeah. Ain't about to have what I am. I'm ancient. Bringing it back. Ain't about to have what I am. I'm ancient. Ain't about to have what I am. I'm ancient. Bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food. We living on Earth and under attack. Yeah. Ain't about to have what I am. I'm ancient. Bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food. We living on Earth and under attack. Yeah. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack, yeah. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack. Waking the babies, they trying to poison the youth and Earth. You ready to fight? You niggas fucked up the hood, leaving the youth by theyself and they making it right. Went through the dark, young nigga, thought I was losing myself, but I carry the light. Went through the dark, young nigga, thought I was doing it wrong, I was doing it right. Didn't wanna say all this shit that I got in my head, strategic, keeping it low. Be like water, young nigga. Ain't got a form in this bitch, I'm just watching it flow. I'm being in the garden. You niggas planted the seed in the dirt, but ain't watching it grow. Ain't try to kill all them niggas who bringing the truth to the people I already know. Ain't about to rush, ain't about to give out the plan to these niggas, I'm doing it slow. They try to tell you they love you, they ain't believing me, bitch, now they seeing me blow. They wanna cover the sun, these niggas cloudy and shit, now they seeing me glow. Ain't about to say what I did, these niggas play with my heart, I got 3 in a row, bitch. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack, yeah. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack, yeah. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack, yeah. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back. They try to poison the water and food, we living on Earth and under attack. Gave me the mission, really a warrior, nigga, they knowing I'm getting it done. Pray to the earth, feeling the energy run through my body, I feel like the sun. Niggas be playing, I got some shit really worse than the bullet, he died with his gun. I know some niggas who stuck in the dark and avoiding the light and be killing for fun. I put my morals and knowledge and wisdom inside of my wife so it live through my sons. These niggas pussy as hell, ain't got the hands for this shit so they come with these guns. I'ma get copper and gold, land your nigga that's worth, be smart with the funds. Ain't about to play with a nigga, really put hands on niggas like give me my ones, bitch. Ain't about to hide what I am, I'm ancient, bringing it back.
Hey man, this might be the hardest spiritual drill I ever heard. This is some different shit right here. Hey, I always think it's cool when an artist can get his message across without taking away from the art, if that make any sense. Like, bro made a full-fledged song that if you wasn't listening to the lyrics, you would have thought this was a different song. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, it's some real shit. That's talent to me, bro. Like, you made a song where we can ride to and still be getting enlightened.
I see I'm into something, and she's exotic to me. But just let's take a trip to the Belo Horizonte. Yeah, everywhere that we look, I'm seeing beautiful Brazilian body. Got me feeling good, sipping on Bacardis, and all I want is a Latin bed for me, but just for tonight. Tonight, yeah, tell her, yeah. Sweet little tender thing, she's Brazilian, look man, she got a dance in this immaculate game. American mac and cheese on these daughters of God. Good Lord, look at her ass, perfect with no flaw. Picture me stranded on the island, white sand and blue water, getting handled for some head in my holler. Now y'all picture Prince Charming in the burnt orange form that was left right floored. 4 O's of mow it, I'm pulling, I piss it out the growing, present it like it's on display, no need for the hearsay. So here in SA, it's 24 hours of caliente. Brown skin, flawless, I love my black goddess, but tonight I need some cream in my chowders. But just for tonight, I see I'm into something. She's exotic to me, but just for I met a senorita named Penelope. Her English dialogue's kinda so-so, she's like Keflamondo. Bitch, we on the island where they blow throw. My eyes get lower than the window of limbo. You know I stuffed it in the optimal. Anyway, so her skin tone was like a red bone. 40 in her hips and her waistline was a 24. I'm trying to manage the combo from being Danish. She whispered something to me in Spanish. I pretend to know a language. Shit. I'm like, yeah, que pasa? Let's go back to su casa. We can lay down and do the salsa. I tank it till I exhaust ya. See, I'm of English descendant, but tonight I swear I'll treat you like a rosa. Eat you like a pasta. Put you on the camcorder. Now say hello to my friends across the water. The Espanol's kind of beso, but they got money out the asshole to make it rain hard with your peso. See, in my country, you be treated like the baddest bitch. Looked at like a goddess when I bless you with the magic stick. Bitch is so beautiful, I wanna marry you. Legalize you and make you a citizen in America.
Black Americans have every right not to trust science and scientists based off of how historically science has failed them. For instance, in the 20th century, Black women were oftentimes subjected to sterilization by medical professionals and scientists in order to feed into the American eugenics movement. We also have the false beliefs that have been carried out throughout history, such as Black women have higher pain tolerances than white women, that has actively affected the medical field even to this day. And of course, we can't forget about the infamous Tuskegee syphilis study that took place between 1932 and 1972. If you've taken any scientific ethics course, you know about this study because it's a great example of what not to do as a scientist. You see, the Tuskegee syphilis study was a 40-year study that took place at Tuskegee University. And in this study, researchers basically took 600 Black men, 399 of them having syphilis and 201 of them being completely healthy without syphilis. Now, there are some very important things to note about this study. For one, the 399 Black men who had syphilis in the study were never told they had syphilis. In fact, the main thing that they were told was that they were being studied for bad blood, which was a term that was used oftentimes for a whole heap load of ailments. And two, these men were under the impression that they were getting free healthcare from the study, which is most likely why they even participated in this research to begin with. So not only were these men not specifically told what was happening during the research, but despite penicillin being used as syphilis treatment starting in 1947, it was never used on these men who had syphilis. In fact, what was used was a lot of placebos and things like aspirin. And by the end of the study, 100 of the participants actually died due to lacking care. Now, in current ethics classes, this study is oftentimes used as an example of why you need to explicitly tell your participants in your research everything that is going on in the study, but is also a wonderful example of why Black Americans are extremely valid for not trusting scientists and medical professionals due to history. And my biggest hope is that as time goes on, scientists and medical professionals learn from their predecessors and do not make these decisions because they hurt people and they hurt trust in science.
Someone told me to watch this clip. A lot of people don't know why Malcolm X was killed, and that's the problem. So I'm going to tell you here. Malcolm X was killed because he found out that we were indigenous to this land, which is the reason why Martin publicly stated before his death that he actually agreed with Malcolm X, because he learned what Malcolm had learned, that we are indigenous to this land. Therefore, if I am indigenous to the land, why the fuck would I ask for a reparation? What is a reparation going to do for me when I own the land? This has been the spiritual war going on for millennia. We are prisoners of war. And when they successfully separated us from the knowledge that we are indigenous to this land, they successfully separated us from source, from soul, from God, who is us. So to get our land back is a spiritual war. It's something that we have to have happen because it is what connects us to source. If we are the same way, we are indigenous to this land. It is connected to us. It is spiritual. It is us. A lot of people
Jump right in. We've all heard of the 1871 Chicago fire, about how the cow tipped over the candle and burned everything down. They even named their soccer team after it, so we've all seen it, the Chicago fire. Well, one or even two fires isn't very convincing. Fires happen, right? But the Chicago fire was the only city that burned down, right? Wait. Boston burned down a year later? After Chicago? Okay, well, that's two fires. Big deal. Like I said, two fires is nothing. Accidents happen. Cows tip over candles and burn everything down once in a while, right? It was the 1800s. What do you expect? Everything is going to burn down. They didn't have water. Okay, maybe they did have water, but they didn't know how to use it to put out a candle. Well, it is kind of weird. They knew how to build these incredible structures, but didn't know how to put out a fire. Well, whatever, let's continue. What? You're telling me that Seattle burned down in 1889? New York had a Great Fire? In 1835. What? Pittsburgh had a Great Fire too? 1845? No way. Portland? 1866. San Francisco, 1851, destroyed as much as 3/4 of San Francisco. Are you joking? What the heck? Okay, well, that is kind of a lot, but who knows? Could be a coincidence, right? Well, why don't we just keep going until it's not a coincidence anymore? Let's do it. Dayton, 1882. Fire burns blocks of downtown Dayton. Guess we'll never see that again. Thanks a lot. St. Louis, Great Fire, 1849. Milwaukee, Great Fire, 1892. More than 440 buildings burned down. Charleston, 1861. What caused it? Cook fire, lighting this whole city up on fire and burned over 540 acres. Are you kidding me? Richmond, 1811. A theater fire. Burning everything down. Portsmouth, 1813. Destroyed 500 buildings. Wow. Galveston, 1885. Burned hundreds of homes across 40 city blocks. Who knows what kind of buildings were in here? Who knows what kind of structures we could have seen that they burned down? Atlanta Great Fire, 1917. Let's get Toronto involved in 1904. Destroyed a large section of downtown Toronto. 1904. Gone. Gone forever. Troy, 1862. Gone. Dallas, Texas. 1860. Fire consumed Dallas. Let's stick with Texas. And of course Houston in 1912 was burned down. Blaze traveled more than a mile and a half. All of it is gone. Phoenix, 1916. It was caused by a spark from a generator, and the city's gone. Just destroyed because of another fire. No way did Philadelphia burn down too. Yep, it did. This one is the craziest of them all. It was caused by a lighter that was found near a tree. Give me a break. It's basically every single major city. I think you guys get the point. It is every single major city in the USA and even Canada. Yet we only really hear about the one, which is Chicago. Why is that? Can we all agree that all of these major cities burning to the ground and destroying all of the stone buildings along the way in a time frame of about 80 years is a little odd? I could be wrong, but I think it may be time that we just agree the controllers destroyed these cities and the ancient buildings that were there. Not some children's story that a cow tipped over the candle and burned down the entire city. Let's get a little deeper. Ellis Island officially opened as an immigration station January 1st, 1892. 1892, on the money. New Year's Day. They began bringing these people over from Europe, basically saying to us, hey everyone, come on over now. Everything is safe to look at now after we've burned everything down. Okay, so they burned things down for like a whole century. And then right after that, they say, all right, guys, come on over. You know, it's safe, basically. Incredible. And for a little bonus, I just wanted to throw in this star fort. I thought it was incredible. I saw it, and I think it was cool. I wanted to share it with you guys. It's Fort de Nasa, Senhora de Graça in Portugal. I probably pronounced that wrong, but you guys get the point. I just wanted to let you guys know that I thought that was a really cool picture, and it's interesting. It's one of those things you can only see from an aerial view, so they built it knowing that, you know, you'd have to see it from above.
Before I get started, but this episode of Chiefing with the Chief, Chiefing with Chief Pontiac, is called The U.S. versus Us, Cowboys, Indians, and Outlaws. Y'all might want to share this one. This one I'm just getting a shout out to all of the brothers out there and the sisters that's doing the work to try to get this message to our people on what happened to us and how we end up where we don't got our birthright. So I'm gonna use this device to try to share some receipts with y'all when I start going in. So share, and then share. And then post it on your other social media. Let them know on Instagram, Rod Hayes Live on Facebook. This about to be one that's gonna wake you fucking up. You finna wake the fuck up from this one. Because if you don't know we was at war, and you don't know that we was at war against the United States government, and you don't know that they the reason why we lost our identity from trying to hide from the assassins, but you don't even know who the assassins was. We about to get into it. The first thing that we need to understand is the United States is a federal corporation owned by the Crown of England and the Vatican. It's primarily a British holding. It used to be two corporations. It used to be the Virginia Trading Company and it used to be the Northwest Trading Company as the overseers of what they called the 13 colonies. And in the course of this, these two corporations merged in what we know as the Revolutionary War. They told us, hold on, I'm looking up a receipt right quick. So what they told us that the Indians was scalping the paleface cowboys, and they told us that it was some people with they call Native Americans now. We call them $5 Indians because they was created by the Dawes Roll and the Dawes Act. For a fee of $5, they entered them on the roll. It was Trail of Tears when they switched us out with the $5 Indians under Andrew Jackson. Right? Now, the receipt I was just looking up was Genghis Khan's descendants. Now, I told people on the Young Elder show, I said, look, the Moors was called Etruscans before they became Moors after King Maurice of the Ottomans. And these Moors was at war with several different subgroups of people. They was at war taking prisoners of war from the Huns, as in Attila the Hun. They were at war with the Khans, as in Genghis Khan. And they was at war with the people of India called the Vedics. And these are the people that made up the European slave class. And then they had the Indo-European, no, the Neo-European is the correct term. Neo means new. They had the Neo-European offspring that they had in the harems that they amalgamated with and created what we call today the Khazarians. The Khazarians is from a place in Europe called the Prussian Mountains. The Prussian Mountains was once called Khazaria. The Prussian Empire was a post empire that rose up prior to modern day Russia. We had strong support in our wars with the French, Portuguese, the Dutch, the Spanish, the Italians. We was fighting all of them niggas. They wasn't pale faces yet. Pale face don't start making it over here until like the 17 and 1800s. The first wave they brought over, when they tell you that they had slaves on the Mayflower, well, you gotta know the people that was on the Mayflower, which was known as the good ship Plymouth. When Malcolm say we didn't land on Plymouth Rock landed on us. That's what he was talking about.